Welcome everyone for a beautiful session with Mr. Joseph Drumheller, who's a Master Hypnotherapist, energy healer, author, and founder of JDH Academy of Wellness, a leading educational institute in hypnotherapy, meditation, and spirituality. He's also a 4-time award-winning author with works in fiction, non-fiction, and children books. Before we dive into our session and discuss many things on hypnotherapy, and to find out also, is there any spiritual connection between healing and hypnotherapy? So I heartily welcome my guest today here, Mr. Joseph Drumheller.
It's
3.5.
Three and a half. Yeah. So you have been a mentor for so many people like me, including me. And Mr. Joseph, most of the people, they don't understand the relationship of hypnosis or hypnotherapy with the spiritual awakening.
Got it.
How you understood and felt that your Kundalini was opened, was awakened as your creativity block was lifted. So people think we are going for panic attacks, we are going for stress, we are going for 1, 2, or maybe whatever things they think, like hypnotist is going to do a magic and they are going to see the results like this. But when you go with the faith and you really connect with the hypnotist to a certain level, I believe then only the work starts. Then only not all the clients can come and they can experience something miraculous, but very few who have their journey, they are on the verge of spiritual awakening. That's why they have come to us or something. What do you say about this? Isn't it the beautiful connection between the spiritual awakening and the hypnotherapy?
There's a direct connection. So I'm going to say that the road to spiritual awakening, hypnotherapy is a pathway, but I would even make it broader than meditation is. And so since we use hypnotherapy as meditation, so what happens is that when you go into a meditative state, or when you go into a deeply relaxed state and the subconscious mind the barrier lets down, and so you're in this relaxed but heightened state of awareness. So that is when those emotions they can well up and we can release them. And so as we go into the healing experience and those things that need to be healed for each of us, even if it seems like we have a lot of them, we don't. We all have a few core issues that need to be healed, and they can come up, over time. Sometimes you can't heal it all at once, but it'll come up, several times over the course of, maybe a month or a few years, and then you can heal them over time. But what you find out is that when you start healing those things and they start to disappear, there's something else in there. And so what is in there is this life force. It's the creative life force. It's the chi. It's your energy field. It's collective consciousness.
The prana, whatever we call it. High vibrational energy.
So it's a high vibrational energy states. And so when you go in there and you clean out your emotions or whatever there are blocks in there, sooner or later this thing is going to make itself known to you. And so that's when you go through these spiritual, what are called spiritual awakenings. And so I've had a couple in my life. And so one was in my initial hypnotherapy sessions. One was actually, I went to some courses called, through a place called Oneness University, which is in southeastern India. And so they actually had week-long programs where they would take you through courses, not academic, but they're experiential courses. And they said that they would wake you up to divine energy. They would create a neurobiological shift in your brain, and you would awaken to this oneness energy, they called it. And so when I first heard that, I thought it was kind of a cult. I said, there's no way people can do that. And they said it was all revolved around this thing called the oneness diksha. And so that was a laying on of hands, and it was a transferring of energy and opening the recipient to these higher vibrational consciousness, right? So I thought, okay, whatever. But then I read their books, I saw their videos, I thought, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to go to one of their trainings. And I went to one in Fiji, it was in 2008, and they were not lying. I was totally blown open and reworked by what Yeah, I mean, my system was completely cleared out. So after the first one I went to, I could feel my lower chakras open all the
Mm-hmm.
time. And I didn't know what it was other than something unusual had happened. And I could feel energy that I had never been able to feel before. And this is after I've been doing hypnotherapy for like 20 years. And I was working in the cancer unit. And then I went back to another one in 2009 actually went to India this time. It's out of Chennai, about 100 miles out of Chennai. And I went through their program again for another week. And that time, the rest of my entire energy field was opened up. I mean, it was
Wow.
opened up. And then I was working in the cancer unit at the time, and I noticed that I'd gone through the training where I could have the energy come through my hands and I could actually feel it. And so I started using it in my hypnotherapy sessions with cancer patients. And at that time, the 6 years I worked there, I was a hypnotherapist. And then after the Oneness University experiences, the last 3 years I worked in the cancer unit, I had evolved from a hypnotherapist into a healer. So I could do hands-on healing, remote healing, and all kinds of this other stuff. But
That's amazing.
I've incorporated into my
That's amazing.
hypnotherapy sessions ever since. And it amps up the success of, whatever's going
That's
on. And
that's beautiful. That's beautiful. I
yeah,
believe I first learned hypnotherapy from your institute, JDH, and then I came to Reiki. And now I feel this is hand in hand experience. After learning hypnotherapy, now when I practice Reiki for my clients, I feel, strange kind of, what you're saying is I can feel the vibrations, the,
hmm
some kind of rays, some kind of heat. And I can, people are taking remote sessions with me, they are taking online sessions from different parts of India as well as overseas.
and
So
so
I also feel, their
yeah,
energy
no,
when I do. I can feel where the, block is, which energy center is blocked. So I believe Reiki as well as hypnotherapy, they are, if somebody is working, hand on hand with this, so it's going to, give a wonderful,
right.
experience
So
for the
so I teach
client.
hypnotherapy, and then I also teach energy healing courses.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
so hypnotherapy is a great start. It's a great start, and then I think the next level up to take the farther is to do some type of energy healing, which Reiki is one of those types. There's lots of different types. So yeah, and then we're taking it even further now to see where it goes. So
Yeah.
um, it's all really good and powerful stuff, and
Yeah,
it
that's
it the
amazing. This
the
hypnotherapy is amazing tool. Is a wonderful healing modality. I believe we can treat the states of the mind. Different kind of mental illness,
mhm.
but the client has to be open for it and has to be ready. Not like he or she has been forced by the family. Please give this person. My son wants to take, my daughter wants to take. Give her that because they are suffering like this. I believe it is suo moto. One has to be,
You
open
have to
and
be involved in
ready
your
for
own
it.
healing process.
Yes, absolutely.
Someone can't do it
So,
for you.
last two questions, I would
Sure.
quickly would like to wind up before, I'm taking a lot of your time, Mr.
Oh,
Joseph. So, just tell me, during your experience when you were working in cancer radiation clinic,
mhm,
you worked there for a good number of years, and you
mhm,
treated and you had many different kind of patients who were
mhm.
naturally suffering from this terminal illness, cancer. So do
Right.
you feel like there also hypnotherapy had some kind of healing or some kind of you know
Absolutely.
thing?
So working in a cancer unit with cancer patients, you know, it was everything. So there was a number of people that I worked with that had miraculous healings. I mean, I don't know what else you could call them. They're flat out miraculous. They responded exceptionally well. Um, there was another percentage of people that I knew that I was going to have to take them through their death experience. And so, so I'd be in a pre-session interview with someone and I would know that they were going to die before they did. So, I mean, that it was my job, which I have kind of this gift that gets brought to me once in a while where I help people cross over to the other side. And then everyone else was somewhere in between. And
That
so,
must be very overwhelming, isn't it? Like, so when you person has to be crossover now, like,
it isn't overwhelming because it's
difficult.
one of the things I am born to do. And so it's one of my jobs. And so I accept it with honor to help people, because it's a gift to help
It's a
be able
gift.
to,
It's a gift
to help people to do that. It takes a certain type of person that you can't really train. You either gravitate to that or you don't. And so, and I don't, it's not something I focus on, but I am called in to do that from time to time, where I've been, it's been part of what I do. And then the other thing, all the other people who went into these sessions, and it helps everyone, but for almost everyone, or for many people that get cancer and go through cancer treatments, it really, there's an underlying subconscious component that is emotional, that so far physical treatments don't really recognize, and cancer's epidemic on the planet right now. And so, and what those emotions for almost all of us boil down to is that they boil down to the relationships within your immediate family. So anyone who's on a healing journey with cancer or any illness that's going to go into the subconscious mind, you have to be willing to deal with your emotional states with your family. The trauma from the past and all that stuff, it is so huge in our lives, that can create illness or prevents us from being our full potential, or all sorts of stuff. And some of that stuff can run really, really deep, and excuse me, and it can run back generationally. It's not just like, because your parents inherited it from their parents, who inherited it from their parents, and so on and so forth. So it can go back quite a ways. However,
and they can heal. Someone from their generation can heal, because if it is falling from the grandmother to mother, and now to the daughter, now the daughter can stop this thing there.
Absolutely, not only for herself, but
yes, for the future generation. Yeah,
and for the past generations also.
For past generation also.
Yeah,
wonderful. So very true, and it is so overwhelming. And this is a beautiful gift, Joseph, you are sharing with others, and so many your patients and even the students whom like you are teaching and giving so much of these kind of experiences. And it is a beautiful thing you are contributing to the society, to the many people, and God bless you always. You are a great great blessing to the family of many people, and for the society, as well as for the entire globe. I think entire world, there are so many students out there, not only from India. You have many students globally, I know. So what do you say about your latest creativity project called Synergistic Creativity? Say something about that. Yes.
Synergistic creativity. Okay, that's kind of a new development. So we've been on this path my life through hypnotherapy, energy healing, spiritual awakenings and stuff. And so the path of growth and adventure never stops. It never stops. If you're involved in your own process, the path goes on forever. So last December, it's on December 6th, actually, I was meditating online with a colleague of mine from Germany. And during the meditation, we noticed that this new energy came through, and it was something I had never experienced before. It seemed very powerful. It seemed, it was very present, very powerful, and it seemed to respond very strongly to intention. And so we had meditated before, and then the particular meditation on that day was for prosperity, right? Everybody wants to, be more prosperous. And so we're doing this, and this energy comes through, and I can feel it coming through, and again, having these bubbles of energy going up and down my physical body. And it was really bizarre sensation. And so we end the session. And then 3 days later, I got an unexpected check in the mail for $11,000. And so we're going, we should probably try that again.
That's amazing.
See
That's
what
amazing.
happens, Yeah,
All right. So this
and
is,
so we,
you have coined the term synergistic creativity
yeah,
project.
right.
All
So
right.
there's two of us,
Mhm.
and so we did it 2 more times over the course of another month, and each time we did it, we were having these tremendously powerful experiences and tremendously during the session and tremendously powerful results after the session. So in the days that follow, they weren't, some of them were challenging, because of, you got to go through your stuff. And then after we did the third one, I said, we have to start sharing this with other people. We just have to do it.
Absolutely. You have to
Right.
share with me. You have to personally share with me like this, because I even would love to be more prosperous, more abundant in my
Yeah,
life,
yeah.
so that even I will also spread the same message as you
Right.
do. Thank
So
you.
what we did is that I developed an experimental meditation project over 2 months. And so I worked with 33 different people. And what we did is that we meditated online together. So it wasn't on video, it was on WhatsApp. So it's on chat. So we had no visual contact, we had no physical contact. And all they would do was they would have them present an intention, and we both meditated in silence for 15 minutes. And then we did that twice. So it's a 30-minute event. Then I charted the results of everyone. So almost everybody that went through that had phenomenal experiences. Like, I couldn't believe what people were writing. It's like, everything from like help with finances to healing to emotional healings to synchronicities and stuff. And so, so at the end of 2 months, I'm going, oh my goodness, we have an energetic gift that has dropped into our lap. And so yeah,
That's
we're going,
fascinating.
it is, well, yeah, we're still at the beginning phases of it. So we're going, okay. So my next thought is, we need to take this energy and we need to start applying it as a group to events in the world at large. Okay. So with all the people I did work the one-on-one experimental meditation for 2 months, those 33 people or whatever, those people were all focused on their individual healing, whatever they wanted to work on personally. Okay, so now we have this energy. I'm confident that it's working because it's worked on like 30 some people. Now, what would happen if we took a group of people who were all advanced or who all could do this, and we apply intentions to the world at large? To organizations, to businesses, to whatever. And so we're just starting that right now. So I've done one group session. A couple of weeks ago, I had like 10 people show up, and that was our first one. We had some really positive results, but now we're going to switch it a little bit. Instead of working on our personal stuff, we're going to start working on things in the world at large to see, can this universal energy that comes through us, how can we make a positive impact on the world at large? And so it is my belief, very strongly, as a matter of fact, since I've been doing this my whole life, is that humanity is on the cusp of phenomenal change. Okay, everybody knows it. Okay, is it going to be Armageddon? Are we going to destroy ourselves? Or is it going to be a spiritual revolution? And I think that part of our evolutionary leap is going to be learning how to use this energy.
Absolutely.
As a collective. So it's not going to be about a small number of people getting really rich, the disparity of wealth that we experience on our planet right now. This is going to be about us as a people learning how to evolve. And so when you use this energy, it resonates at a particular vibration.
Frequency.
Yes. And so in order to align with that vibration, you have to be resonating at that frequency. And so that means this energy resonates to a very, very high level of integrity. So the pillars like compassion, self-acceptance, forgiveness, and gratitude, those are like the foundational pillars. And so it's not about greed. It's not about who gets the most. It's about a collective energy presence of people moving forward as a species, because this is where we're going in our evolution. And it's also not just because it's a good idea, it's because we have to, as a species, if we want to survive, we have to take our vibration up a notch.
Absolutely.
Because
and absolutely.
we can't continue to live at the low vibrations that we live at right now.
Yes,
You know,
because at the low vibrations, Joseph, we are all suffering when people are having, physical illness, mental illness, or financial, lack of financial abundance or something.
right.
It means they are in the lowest frequencies. So the idea is more and more we can raise our vibrations through this kind of your powerful synergistic creativity thing. If more and more people can vibrate at the highest frequencies, we can download the resonance so that we can all, we are all happy, we are all abundant, we are all vibrant in health and everything.
Right. And so my vision of it is kind of that if you look at all the systems that exist on the planet now, there's the political system, there's the healthcare system, there's the education system, there's the financial system, there's the legal systems. All those systems, at least in the United States and probably in other parts of the world, all those systems are very sick. They're very sick, and if we're going to evolve as a species, we're going to have to create our new systems where they're not focused on, a few people who want to have all the power and control, or the few people who have all the money. There's going to be more of a collective.
It should, yes, yeah. Collective, and everyone has a right. Everyone has a right to have all the, happiness. But at the same time, people should know how to, vibrate at that specific frequency to bring and.
Right. And I think that humanity at large, there's enough people on the planet now who know and tune into this vibrational frequency that we can start to implement it out into the world. And I don't know what that looks like yet. At least from where we're at the very infancy stage of it. But we feel that it is a absolutely necessary thing in terms of human development.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's just so wonderful that you have talked about so many different, the ways hypnotherapy can be helpful to humanity for financial abundance. People who are thinking that hypnotherapy is only for the people who are having only mental sickness or any physical disease only. But yes, you have made it you have bring a lot of clarity that it is meant even for improving your financial abundance, and as well as to make your vibrations more and more high, and to manifest, and to whatever people's dreams are, they can. In fact, we have, through the power of visualization, we can manifest everything, and that lies in the power of subconscious, and the subconscious is directly, connected with our hypnotherapy. So it is so wonderful that this beautiful today we have talked about so many, we have learned, and you have shared profound experiences about your coming into the journey of this hypnotherapy, as well as how this body-mind connection is there. And I'm so grateful that you have honored me by coming here. Thank you so much, Joseph. And sometime else we'll bring in another topic. So we'll invite you so you can share more wisdom with us and bring our audience more, delight and happiness. Thank you so very much for coming.
Thank you, Sheetal. I was honored. So thank you very much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.